right before training camp starts. Hope you're getting some relaxation in, Max, and thanks for taking the time to join me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, mini camp is wrapped up, and I gotta admit, when I went out there, you're looking lean and mean, man. I mean, what have you been doing in the off season to get yourself geared up for 2021?
Yeah, after this season, I really had to look in the mirror and figure out what I needed to improve on. As far as nutrition, taking care of my body, um, the right training, and just put everything into perspective. So I came up, with a great plan and, not worried about the social media, not worried about what people, what the world needs to see what I'm doing. I just really focus on myself. And, I've been getting to a place where I know where I feel best and I feel great. And I'm continuing to just work and getting ready for camp.
What is it like, first of all, just to have a guy like Unique there on the line?
Yeah, he's a guy that I've watched from afar for a long time. Even when I was in college, I was paying attention to him. And my guy Chuck Smith, he's one of my pass rush trainers, and I've had a good relationship with him for a long time. And he's the one that introduced me to Unique a long time ago and showed me his film and things of that nature with the cross chop. And he was always telling me, he's like, this dude is the best of the best when it comes to the cross chop. And I really got to watch him and see what he was doing. And it's kind of crazy how things work out. Now we're on the same team. And we've always had a level of respect of each other's games that it keeps it really healthy in the room because, he's got that alpha personality and I do as well. So I feel like it's going to help elevate everybody around us.
It feels to me like you've really taken on a leadership role and are really kind of embodying that.
Yeah, that's something that I feel like I've always wanted to be. Even in college, my maturity level wasn't where it was, at this time, but just as a football player, I feel like I've always had that, leadership quality to me. But it wasn't always there off the field. I was in a different place. Now I'm in a place where off the field, I'm sober. I've got my life together. I'm doing the right things. And I feel like I've established myself, not just off the field, but on the field as well. And I could really step up into that leadership role because that's where I feel most comfortable. I feel like I could be that example and help guys, elevate to where, we can all be at that level where we're dominating. And that's something I really been focused on this offseason is being the best version of me and being a leader by example and showing guys the way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you talked there about your sobriety, and I heard you speak about it on Will Compton's podcast as well. And I'm just curious, for the listeners here, if you wouldn't mind sharing how that kind of started for you, the process of going, hey, I need to get sober to be the best version of me.
Yeah, for me, I touched, on that show, as well, but it got to a point where my life started to become unmanageable. I was doing the wrong things and just worried about partying instead of training. That was after my rookie season, I was just trying to do as much fun things as I possibly could do. I was in situations where I didn't want to be. And it's just like, I look back at it and it's always been a problem since high school and college. I've always had issues with partying, but I've always been able to slide by. And, it got to a point where it was like, okay, it's time for a real change. Like, I have one chance of being in the NFL. I have one chance of living a life. Life, you never know when your last day on earth is going to be. So for me, it got to a point where it was like almost scary for me because I was just didn't feel good. And I knew I wasn't going in the right direction. So I needed help. And, it was the best thing I ever did. I'm about to be 16 months sober. And it's like the best feeling on earth. And it's something I like to talk about because I really hope it can help somebody else out there because I know at that time, like having a teammate like Darren Waller and having, seeing other guys that really are vocal and talk about like their real life issues, that made me, become more vulnerable and just, let go and just, believe in the program and go get help for myself. And it's truly paying off.